you talk about the impact Russia's decision to move the Black Sea Fleet out of Crimea is going to have on the fighting there in Ukraine?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. What I would tell you is I've seen the press reporting on that. I just don't have anything to pass along on it. I can't corroborate those reports at this time. So thank you. And
yeah.
All right. Because you wave nicely, we'll do two more. We'll go Tom and then the final question.
Thank you. Follow up on Tony's real quick. I think Sabrina mentioned on Tuesday that part of the decision making on what kind of how the remaining money will be spent will be based on what the controller also says. And we have X amount of dollars, we can spend it this way. So is that part of the mix as well? Like you have a certain amount to 5.4, we could spend X, Y, or Z, and the controller will tell you how long it'll last.
Well, yeah, so it's a great point, right? Because I know the questions come up, well, how long is that gonna last? And the reason that you're not gonna hear us put a date on it is because it's all relative to what Ukraine's most urgent security assistance needs are, the situation on the battlefield. And so, we will continue to tailor those PDA packages based on what they need on the ground. So again, we have enough funding to last for a bit longer, from a Department of Defense standpoint. And you'll see this next week at the UDCG. Secretary Austin remains singularly focused on making sure that we're working with Ukraine and our allies and partners to get what they need to be successful on the battlefield, regardless of what's going on, outside. Yes, ma'am.
Another Black Sea question. So I know you can't say if the ships were moved, but what effect will this have on the grain deal or the ability for Ukraine to export its grain if those ships are moved further down in Crimea?
Yeah, so I hesitate to get into a speculative situation. Certainly with Russia withdrawing from the grain deal, we've talked about the fact that this significantly impacts not only people in the region, but people around the world. We were just in Africa, and this was a topic of discussion in terms of the impact of countries like Russia that are using food as a weapon to essentially negatively impact peoples around the world. So while I don't have any information on a potential Russian Navy movement, again, that's really something for them to talk about. I would say, largely speaking, it's just very unfortunate that we see a country like Russia using food, weaponizing food. Thank you very much, everybody.